Google Sheets is G Suite's answer to Microsoft Excel. It's a spreadsheet tool which allows you to do some really powerful calculations, charts, layouts, and managing of data and analyzing data. We're not going to get in too much detail about how to use a spreadsheet today. If you need help on that, you're going to have to dig deeper. That's a long topic to get into, as it can be extremely powerful or extremely basic, depending on what your needs are. But I will just give you a quick tour about some of the things you can do in here. If you go to sheets.google.com, you'll land on a site like this. This shows me all of my sheets that are in my Google Drive. They also show me some templates that I can start from, similar to what we saw in Slides and Docs. Again, my favorite way to get into a new one is to go through the Drive app and go to New and Google Sheets. If I create it here, it's going to land in the folder that I'm currently in. Once I have a new Google Sheet, it's going to be started with Untitled, just like it was in our others. And we would need to first change the name of our document to what we wanted and press Enter. Again, we have auto saving that controls all of our auto saves, and we have familiar buttons to something like Microsoft Excel up here. Charts, comments, filters, functions, all kinds of things. Google Sheets lacks some of the power of Microsoft Excel, but for 99% of what our students and for what we are doing as teachers, they will meet all of our needs. To start, I've just put in a quick, simple bit of data that we've gotten. These are based on after-school activities, so it's just a simple poll survey. Some things I could do. I could select my group of data that I wanted and click on Functions and choose Sum and hit Enter, get a quick sum. If I click on that cell, you'll see up here, just like in Microsoft Excel, I have my functions bar that I can edit and change. I can create multiple sheets at the bottom, just like I could in a workbook in Excel, and have multiples down here to work off of. One of the real powerful things, though, of Google Sheets is to use that Explore button in the corner. So if I click on the Explore button, it's going to actually give me some questions to start with right there. So the highest number of students, if I click on that, it's going to generate the highest number is 99. That's visit with friends. I could ask for what's the median of the number of students, and it will find it. So it automatically generates some of the questions that I want, and you could ask another question about your dad to see if it can parse your language and figure that out. The other great thing we really like about this are the auto-generated charts. So while students need to be able to draw charts and draw graphs, really what we want them to be able to do is to analyze the data and look for changes. So if I just grab this chart and bring it into my table, I've got my chart made. So it looked at the data and it said this is probably the kind of bar chart you want. If I didn't want that, I could always customize one by selecting the data and making my own chart out of it. However, I like the one that they've pre-made, so I'm going to stick with that. Here's the chart button here if you want to insert your own. So, looking at this, the other nice thing is that these are live editable. So if Chat Online all of a sudden had 250, you can see how it changes my chart. So this gets us into really rich questions with kids about bias, about scale, about how data can be used to manipulate and send a different message than maybe it's actually showing. The other thing that I can do is that now that I have a chart inserted in here, if I was working on a Google Doc about this topic, and I go back to my docs and I go to Insert, I can grab a chart from a sheet. So going in here, there's my ILP sheet that I was just using. If I select that, there's the chart that I have in it, and I can import that. If I make a change on that sheet, let's say 99 went to 300, and I make a change, I can actually go back to Google Docs. It will notice it, and it will say update the chart, and it's going to bring that data real time. So you can embed a chart that actually reflects real data from a different spreadsheet that you're using into another document. You can do this as well in Slides to make a constantly updating table in a slide for presentations. Again, most of what you want to do in a spreadsheet can be done in Google Sheets, and it's always saved and live editable. We also have sharing to other people, just as we did before, with multiple users being able to edit at the same time. So that's a quick look at Google Sheets. Return back to the course home now and look at your tasks for this section.